Okay. Would like to call to order the Lake Mills City Council meeting for November 21st, 2017. Would you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Fields?
Here.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Here.
Mr. Foster?
Here.
Mr. Fritsch?
Here.
Ms. Schmidt and Mr. Knippel both previously indicated they would be absent this evening.
Okay, correction and/or approval of the City Council minutes of November 7th, 2017.
I'll move the approval of the minutes.
I will second it.
Okay, is there any discussion? Oh, seeing none, call the roll.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
That takes us to number 4, the correspondence. Would someone like to start correspondence?
Don't have anything.
Okay. Quiet week for most of you, I take it?
Very-
Well, nobody's jumping out. I guess I'm the only one whose phone number they had, and a few people I met at Century. Except for a few just housekeeping things that people wanted to know, the big item that I was approached with had to do with the meeting of Daybreak Foods and Creekwood Farms, and at the town of Lake Mills meeting last week, and I had quite a few people who called, some who were concerned about the water table because they're increasing the number of chickens out there from about 1 million to about 2,750,000, which is about not a double but a triple increase. And some of the people were concerned about the water table. Some were concerned about the quality of what it would do to the water in the area. And some people were, of course, concerned about smell and odor issues. So I thought I should at least mention it because I did have quite a few different people stop me and to talk. And it's my understanding that there is a copy of the meeting on the Town of Lake Mills website. There's a video of it. It was the November 14th Town Board meeting, and it's about an hour in from the beginning of the meeting. It was after their regular meeting. It is my understanding that our newspaper will be covering some of it in this week's issue. So those of you who do have special concerns might want to take a look at the article there and go with that. It's a project that they'll be doing over 3 years, but the DNR's already received the paperwork for it, so it's not moving slowly. It's moving pretty fast, at least by my standards. And since a lot of people had interest on the street with me and on my phone, I thought I should mention it under correspondence. Anyone else have anything else? Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to questions and public comment. And let's see. The public is encouraged to address the council at this time regarding items on the agenda. Public comment may also be made at this time on items that are not on the agenda if you have registered with the city clerk before the meeting has been called to order. The state's open meeting law discourages action by the council on items not listed on the agenda. Please keep your comments limited to 3 minutes and state your name and address when starting your comments, and fill out the sign-in sheet provided on the podium. And since we have an absence of people except our editor of the paper, I think we can close public comment and move on. City Manager's Report. I'll move that right on to our city manager.
I attached the monthly police report. I also attached the type A notice. Do you want to go over it, Heather, or do you want me to?
You can only because I don't have it with me.
Notice is hereby given that an election is to be held in the city of Lake Mills on Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018. The following offices are to be elected to succeed the present incumbents list. The term of the council person begins on Tuesday, April 17th, 2018. All terms are for 3 years unless otherwise indicated. Office councilperson at large. Mike Foster is currently the incumbent. Councilperson District 2, Stephen Fields, who is running for a 1-year term. He was appointed for 1 year. He will run for 1 year. And then he will have to run for a 3-year term because he was filling out Steve Kirkevich's term. Information concerning the council district boundaries may be obtained from the city clerk. Any other information you need to begin circulating nomination papers is available at the clerk's office.
Okay.
Are there, I don't have anything else unless you have some questions.
No, I'm not seeing any questions. I bet Santa's going to be visiting Lake Mills real soon.
We had a conversation about that today.
Yeah, is he coming right after Thanksgiving?
He's supposed to be up tomorrow.
Well, I knew that, but I wasn't going to push that issue. Figured.
Oh, we had that conversation today.
Okay.
It was
okay.
like, where's Santa? And it was like, oh.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've been watching when I get down to the bottom of my street. I look. Of course, I see Santa all the way down my street. But anyway, okay, well, we'll all look for Santa. We do have the lighting of the Christmas tree on the 1st of December. So we're going to need the electric cord sent over there. And we also have enough lights to do the little tree on the other side, which we will do the lighting of, but we need that cord over there too. So if you could have them put out the cord for both of those, we'll get the lights up on those before the 1st of December. And Santa will be coming to visit and talk to the children on December 1st too. So that's pretty exciting. Okay. Acceptance of minutes of Public Works Board, September 12th, 2017, and the Parks Board, August 16, 2017. And they will be placed on file. Moving on to number 8, council business. We have one board committee appointment, Blaise Knipple, to the position of City Council Student Representative. He isn't able to be here tonight, but we are going to reappoint him for another term. And we've enjoyed having him on the council in the past, and he has 1 more year to be here with us, so we thought might as well take advantage of it. He's a very busy young man, so we're fortunate to have him. And that takes us to miscellaneous licenses, tavern operator licenses for Emily Teagues and Dominique, okay, Bertucci. Did I get it? You want to say them, please?
Sure, it's Emily Teagues, and I believe it's Dominique Bertucci. I don't know.
Good. Well, between one of, maybe I got one of them and you got the other half or something. Okay. Council, you have these licenses in front of you. And I'm trying to get mine up here, so there.
I'll make a motion to approve the tavern operator licenses for Emily Teagues and Dominique Bertucci.
I'll second.
Okay. And I don't have discussion for that, so would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fritsch.
Aye.
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Mrs. Fritsch.
Aye.
Mr. Foster.
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
Okay. Moving on to item C, Resolution 1743. Would you read that title for us, please?
Resolution 1743, authorizing the sale of city-owned real estate located in the Lake Mills Business Park.
Okay, we do have a copy of the resolution on our laptops. Does anyone want to make a motion so that we can discuss it?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 1743.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now we can have discussion. And I think, Steve, do you want to help us with that, with the public?
It's a 2.5 acre lot in the industrial park, just off of Enterprise, on the east side of Enterprise, just north of Creek City Marketing, just across from Suburban Drywall, just south of Empire Enterprises. We had sold this lot once before, and then Horizon decided to move to another site. We had to do some environmental surveys on this lot, and we completed that. This is in the industrial park. It is the last lot that we own on Enterprise. And the offer is for what we requested, which is $17,000 an acre, so it's shouldn't be anything unusual in this sale. It wasn't specific as to what the use was, except for inside storage and some offices.
Okay.
Not many warehouses.
Not what?
Not many warehouses.
Oh, that's, yes, that's excellent. So we have
It's a land management company, so I imagine they're going to be moving furniture and appliances in and out and other types of equipment related to that, and then some office space for the people who manage that stuff.
Any further questions for Steve about this item?
Any contingencies?
There were, but I think we decided that we didn't want them, and so we haven't seen it come back yet. Probably won't see the final land sale until sometime in April when they actually get ready to start building. But the contingency is a type of insurance.
It's really quite a clean offer for the most part. It's contingent upon use, the planned use for the development that's proposed. And based on what we know at this point, I don't think that that's going to be a problem. Otherwise, the closing date is in April. Other than that, it's very typical of a vacant land sale.
Now, why the big gap of time between November and April before it closes?
That's a relatively good question. I suppose that the buyer wants to engage in due diligence regarding his planned use to make sure that he can do as he plans with the property. That's a little bit atypical. Typically, they close a little bit more quickly than that. We could have it closed much more quickly than that. The offer was drafted with a closing date at the beginning of April. That's basically what I know.
They can't really start construction until then, and they're going to want to get their site plan approved. So they're,
Oh, okay, so it'll be going to the planning commission for the
No,
site
it'll-
plan?
it'll be staff.
Oh, it'll be staff,
Yeah.
okay. Unless something unusual comes up, and
Right.
then it would get bumped to...
I don't see any reason why they would need any unusual circumstances.
Yeah, as long as it fits in the zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Fritsch?
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
Okay. That moves us to item 9, recommendations for future agendas.
If I could interrupt for just one moment.
Oh, sure.
I don't think we had a motion and a second on the appointment of Blaze for the city council spot. The clerk brought it to my attention, and I did some quick
Oh, that's
research.
okay.
I think we should have.
Yeah, I think we should too. Going back to item 8A, is there a motion?
I'll move.
No, I make an appointment,
You make the appointment, and then
but they vote on
we
it?
typically do.
Okay, then that's what the problem was. Okay, I would like to appoint Blaze Knipple to the city council student rep position.
Then we have a motion and a second.
Then I'll move that,
I'll
make
second.
that motion.
Second.
And call the roll.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
Okay. All righty. Now we're down to future agendas. Is there anything that council members want to make sure are on the next agenda?
I know that we have another land sale probably coming forward.
Okay.
We'll have all of the resetting of all the fees.
Oh, yes.
We'll have some transfers and there's some money left over from some of the projects. The sidewalk people haven't applied for their money yet, and the asphalt people haven't applied for theirs yet, so we'll probably have some money left over to hold until they actually get all that taken care of, and then we'll pay out of it. But we have to set that money into a special account at the end of each year.
Okay.
I don't believe there are going to be any line item transfers this year, but we're working on that, keeping track of it and trying to figure out what everybody has.
Okay.
Could we have a verbal report on the ending of the construction season? Roads, batching, stuff like
We're
that.
just about done with everything, aren't we? Or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, we are done,
Okay.
other than the paperwork.
And a couple crosswalks.
We could do that, or you could watch the Public Works Board.
Is it on there?
Yeah, it's on the Public Works Board.
I don't get cable.
Yeah.
Well, it's online.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
you could just do it on your little laptop.
Yep.
You can watch it right there.
Okay,
Right.
we're just not used to that yet, so, but, yeah, okay, so, but things do look very nice, I think, around town and so forth. I think most people are happy that we got the road and the sidewalk construction finished, that we did finish, and we appreciate their patience.
Yeah.
And we had to drive over it too, so it wasn't like you were the only ones. And my car says thank you for the new roads and so forth and so on, so.
Yeah, a lot of that was the lead lateral service,
Yeah.
which is driven by a whole different set of standards than most of the rest of our work. But yeah, there was, the way we write our contracts, we usually end up at the end of the year for most of those, because they'll pave like big projects, like Brewster and those types that have a contract, and then we get our final contract. It's generally after they're all done and they're filling out the end of the year, so. This year, the cold weather came a little bit early, got us into a little bit more of a pressure situation than we've seen in the last several years, but it went fine.
Yeah, but then we would have a nice warm day, or at least sort of warm day, and then everybody was out there scrambling, and our leaf picker-uppers were picking up on the weekend, and street sweepers were busy sweeping the leaves out of the streets so they don't go in the lake. So I'd say staff has been very busy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Have we ever looked at any, excuse me, have we ever looked at any locations in the city to install, I guess, reflective mirrors for low visibility corners? Has that ever been brought up before?
No, generally, the mirrors are a significant problem in and of themselves from certain types of sun reflection and maintenance and those types of things. So we've never had it suggested, but it wouldn't be at the top of our list unless there was a really dangerous intersection. But all the studies that I've had have given no indication that there would be any need for one. Generally, what we get is requests for pedestrian crossing signs.
Did you have an intersection in mind?
Yeah, it's the intersection of Mulberry and where the Fargo Mansion come out there.
because of the
That-
trees
The
there?
trees and that big mound right there.
Mm-hmm.
You had to almost pull out into that intersection to be able to see.
Oh, the raised garden bed.
Yeah,
Well, no, there
It's
are
more
two
of a-
old trees there, and the roots of the trees have caused the ground, well,
Yeah.
the tree was up here, and then we cut away from the road,
yeah.
and now it really is from the south when you're coming across. But I don't know how you would put a mirror there that would really do the trick.
Yeah.
Put it right across the road. It's
Over the
the-
road?
Right, so if you're here, you would go kitty corner right over here on this side of the road, and they'd have the big, those big domed mirrors, like the reverse fisheye or the fisheye. And it actually will show you both ways,
Okay.
the traffic coming both ways.
I think I've seen those sometimes in other cities.
Yeah.
Do you know of any in cities nearby?
No, where I saw 'em most was everywhere in Okinawa. Every corner had
I
them.
don't think I can get there to
So-
check on that.
Every corner used them because
Okay,
they had brick fences at every corner, so,
okay, so you really used them.
yeah.
Bank of Lake Mills drive-through has one if you ever want to know how it works.
Yeah, that's exactly right, you're right. I forgot about that one.
What was what?
The Bank of Lake Mills drive-through has one facing so that you can see who's coming, if there's people walking in front of the
yes.
drive-through.
Yeah, see, I don't use the drive-through, so I didn't think of it. But we do, yeah, because we did have problems at that place with people hitting people and cars. And so, yeah, we do have that.
Yeah, I figured my first step is talk to chief and see if there's
Well-
been any accidents. I don't know of any, but,
I think we also need to talk to Rob to find out how healthy those trees are there. Because,
You have to remember, in 2 years, we're rebuilding the street.
and those trees might end
might
up,
go anyway.
maybe they're going to go bye-bye because of issues.
sure.
But, and not that we want that to happen, but we're going to be ripping out the roots.
Yeah, it might fix the
It
issue.
might fit, yes, it might fix that
Okay.
issue, right.
That's all I had.
Okay. So, other than that, item 10, convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 1985 sub 1 sub C, compensation and performance evaluation data of employees over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. We will be closing this. We will not be returning here. We will reconvene after our closed session, but it'll just be that. So we won't be. The results of our work in closed session will be at the next agenda, right? So that'll be part of the next agenda. Okay, I guess.
We make a motion to go to closed
Oh, yeah. Oh,
session.
yes, we
I'll
do.
make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Fritsch?
Aye.
Mr. Fields?
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
And I don't do this. We're not